Hi, I'm Michelle, and today we'll be discussing the methods that you can use to form your LLC in Washington. We're going to be covering the steps involved in starting your LLC, the forms that you're going to need, and the naming requirements and the 5 main steps needed to actually register your LLC. I'll also be explaining the importance of having a registered agent and a very key term known as piercing the corporate veil. Now, if these terms aren't familiar to you, then I highly suggest you watch this video very carefully. Businesses thriving in Washington are the aerospace and IT businesses. The contribution that is made by the IT business in the state is around $37 billion, with 230,000 people working with them. The aerospace business is generating around $66 billion every single year, in which the activities included are the airline companies, aerospace training brands, and machine dealing. You can start your Washington LLC by 3 methods. Number 1 is that you can do it yourself, in which case you can choose to fill them out online or you can send them off via mail. Number 2 is that you hire a professional service to do it for you, which is the most easy and secure method out there. Now, we personally recommend TailorBrands as one of the best services for this purpose. Number 3 is that you can go ahead and hire an attorney. Now, coming to a very common question, but a very important question. What's an LLC? Well, it's a business entity which combines a corporation's characteristics with a partnership or sole proprietorship. It separates your personal assets from your business assets and protects your personal assets. So when you're starting off your LLC in Washington, you mainly have to file your certificate of formation with the state and pay a filing fee of $200. In this video, we're going to be discussing option number 2 and placing emphasis on why you need a professional service to do it for you. Because you have to make sure that you're doing your LLC work correctly. This is one of those things where you can't afford missing out any of the key information or have any form of misunderstandings. TailorBrands is a really good and competent professional service that you can get because forming an LLC is not just filing the certificate of formation, but it's also deciding on a name, hiring a registered agent, creating an operating agreement, and obtaining an EIN. Now, all of these can be done under one roof with TailorBrands. I'm going to be leaving the links in the description below. You can go there, you can check them out. But for now, we're going to be discussing in detail the 5 important steps that you must cover when you're forming your LLC in Washington. The first step to starting off your LLC in Washington is basically choosing the business name. Now, before you start naming your business, you must know that the name should be easy to remember, should be available in the state, and follows all the LLC naming guidelines. Now, you can find the guidelines at startmyllc.io. The 4 key things that you need to be aware of when you start naming your LLC is that number 1, your business name should be available, and no other existing business in Washington can share that name. Each business name is very much unique to its owner. Number 2 is that limited liability company or LLC should be there as a suffix in the company name. Number 3 is that you can't use any name for your business which could be confusing or misleading. So terms like FBI, CIA, State Department, they cannot be included. Number 4 is that terms like attorney, bank, university, doctor, they can be added, but only after you fill out the additional requirements by the Washington state government. If you do not wish to file your LLC right now, but you want to hold on to the name that you have decided, you can reserve your LLC name for 180 days. Now, what do you do to keep the name? You pay $30 to reserve your name with the Washington Secretary of State. The second and highly vital step in forming your LLC in the state of Washington is to appoint a registered agent. A registered agent is an entity that's going to act and work on your LLC's behalf, and it's going to receive the important paperwork and other official government correspondence within Washington. This is why you need to hire a very competent registered agent for your LLC. You also need to make sure your registered agent is a resident of Washington or at least has a physical street address over there. The business address is going to be used as the LLC's principal address in Washington. Now, most LLC formation companies do also provide registered agent services. TailorBrands is a great LLC setup service and they provide registered agent services and many more services for a very reasonable price. Now, a key thing to note when you're getting a registered agent is the importance of having one, but also having a legit one, because in case of any lawsuit, the lawyer of the other party is going to do what is known as piercing the corporate veil. Now, most people believe that they're setting their LLCs for tax purposes, but the real reason for setting up your LLC is to limit your liability. So basically what it does is that it creates a divide between your personal assets and your business assets. So if you're sued in your business, they can't go after your personal assets. And when you're the one who's sued, the attorney who's suing you is going to start looking for cracks in your LLC. And this is where they pierce the corporate veil. The first thing that they're going to do is check whether you have a registered agent, is the agent legit, and have they been filing all the paperwork correctly. The third and another important step in forming your LLC is to file a certificate of formation. Now, this Washington Articles of Organization is a legal document which is needed to officially register your business with the Secretary of State. It costs $200 online and $180 by mail to file your formation certificate in Washington. The certificate of formation includes details like the name of your LLC, registered agent's name, address, employee details, structure of your company, whether you're member managed or manager managed. So before you start hiring employees in Washington, you should really know the rules and regulations thoroughly so you can avoid any future issues. We personally suggest using TailorBrands to file the certificate of formation because they provide an easier way to fill out the forms without any confusion or missing any of the steps. If you happen to get stuck anywhere, they have a live chat option where you can go and ask your questions and they will respond to you. Fourth step is filing the operating agreement. What's an operating agreement? Well, it's an internal document that legally outlines the proprietorship and operating procedures of your LLC. Now, this document is vital as it ensures that all the business owners are on the same page regarding how they vote, their voting power, business resolutions, how they operate, and a lot more, and it helps reduce the future conflicts. And when it comes to filing the Washington LLC operating agreement, the state doesn't really require you to have a very comprehensive operating agreement, but it is ideal to have one that contains the details of your business operation. It's recommended that it is done by using the professional service such as TailorBrands, since they know exactly what to do and you won't have to worry about missing out any of the detail. The agreement template itself is drafted for a very small fee of $29. The EIN is also known as the Employer Identification Number, which is a 9-digit number given by the IRS to make it easier to identify the types of businesses for tax purposes and taxes in general. An EIN is necessary for any active businesses or any form of businesses for that matter. You need an EIN when your LLC starts hiring employees. Now, to obtain an EIN, what do? You fill up the form online or by mail and just submit it to the IRS. You can also get an EIN assistant through TailorBrands who can help you out with the process. I'll be leaving the links to all of the resources in the description below. You can go there and check out which of the options fit your requirements. But for now, I'm going to be showing you how to file the forms using TailorBrands. So this is the website for TailorBrands. And as you can see on the website, there's option to set up your LLC, and you can also design a logo, merch, and the website itself for your brand in case you need one and haven't really gotten around to getting it. I'm going to go into Form an LLC. Now choose the state that you're setting up your LLC in. Add your business name. You can check for the name availability here, which will save you a lot of time. Or alternatively, you can choose the method that I told you earlier by going to the business entity name search. Click on the type of services that you're offering. You'll have to pick which stage of your business that you're on, whether it's still in the idea stage or it has been set up and fully running. Choose what sort of income your brand will be. Choose whether your business will have a physical address to receive the documents, and also whether there'll be a dedicated person there who's going to receive these. Select the number of employees. Now you have to fill out the information for your business, like your name, phone number, email address. Now choose whether you want to opt for a registered agent or not. TailorBrand charges $199 annually for hiring a registered agent. If you don't have one, then I highly recommend that you get one through them, because the one thing you can't risk is not having a legitimate registered agent. You're going to need an EIN like I discussed before for tax-related purposes. If you don't have one, or you're overwhelmed by the process required to get an EIN, then just let TailorBrands do it for you. It's going to cost you $99. Pick if you want to file for compliance. It will cost you $199 when you do it through TailorBrands. Here you can choose whether you want to have your business branding done. If you already have things like logos, domain, and a website, then just move forward. Select if you want to speed up the process. You can form the operating agreement using TailorBrands if you haven't made one already, or you are unsure of how to proceed with making the agreement by yourself. See if all the information that you chose and entered is correct, and check the final billing as well. You can now proceed to pay for the service, and that's all you need to start and form your LLC. Now that you've created your Washington LLC, what's next? Well, you might be missing out on a few things. You need a company business bank account and a business credit card. You need to file the Washington permits and licenses. You need to get general liability insurance and professional liability insurance, which covers your employees. And you need to file the Washington annual report every single year. I hope this video helped you out on how to start your LLC in Washington. Please continue liking our videos, subscribing to our channel, and clicking the notification button. Thank you for watching.